Hi, this is TapCat, and welcome back to my ongoing quest to make the ultimate theme park, TapCatLand. We have definitely made Balloon Land, I believe that. How are they selling at the moment? I would say very well. We're still causing a bit of a situation in this part of the park. It had died down for a little bit, and now it's back. All right, let's claim our reward for getting $6,750 last month on rides alone. That's not bad. Now, we have some housekeeping I need to take care of. We have a lot of staff we can promote and whatnot. I also want to hopefully move a bunch of rides to the new area of the park. We need to pick a theme. We got a lot to do. So, let's not screw around. Let's begin with the staff. And actually, the first thing I want to do, we're going to promote all these guys. I can't promote him, unfortunately. Let me do this. I'm actually going to give them 190 up from 180. Hopefully that'll make him slightly happier. But before I go any further, I'm going to try and give that guy more work to do. So specifically, we're going to pick up this restroom. I don't know if a change of scenery will help his attitude or not, but I feel like it could. All right, and then we're going to move that trash can just a little bit. So no one is going through here either. But I don't really want to have him go down that path. What I'd rather do is just move this crap over here. And if you're wondering why I'm doing that, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I've never once had anybody come along this path and actually clean out the trash cans that were there. So I am about to do that. I'm going to send Mr. Malcontent to do just that. So why not move these trash cans over this way? I could use trash cans over here anyway. And kind of kill two birds with one stone. We could definitely use some, bins near a Cosmic Cow milkshake. Okay. Boy, I tell you one thing about me. I do not stint on bins. I think I can say that without fear of contradiction. Because we have plenty. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Okay. I'm going to leave it at that for the moment as far as moving them. Now we're going to create a new roster and we're going to start it here. That's why I put the thing there in the first place. And we'll end it here. Okay, and we're going to call this main path, which is a little bit of a misnomer because this is not part of the main path. And I know that. Oh, I shouldn't have closed this because now what we need to do is come in here and assign him to the main path. So we gave him some work to do. And I know it says normal now, but I suspect part of his problem is he's been underworked. Okay, I do need more bins. I actually need to do so many things. I need park benches too. Well, I call them park benches and they're just benches really. So the benches stop here. We need more. Before I buy more, I suppose I should recycle. So since we're kind of crushing this area of the park, I think it only makes sense to just pick these up and move them. I don't know. Maybe I should have done this off camera. I don't like doing a lot of work off camera and then telling you, when I start, oh, by the way, I did such and such. It feels well, like you're not really part of it. And that is kind of the whole idea of a Let's Play is, you're with me on this journey. At the same time, I know this can be kind of boring to watch. So, we try to walk the tightrope. Wow, I put so many benches over there. I'm not sure, why I thought people in that general vicinity would just be so exhausted. Now, my problem too is that I don't want to go any farther down that path with these benches because I have decided we're going to go with a sci-fi theme, and these don't really fit that. Now, I wanted to do the new festive, the snow and all that. And I'm going to go into why in a few minutes, but I can't realistically do it in this park, unfortunately. If in brief, you can start a map and tell the game you want it to be snowy. But I picked grassland. The snow thing didn't even exist, when we came in here. You can paint terrain to look differently, but you'll notice none of these are white snow. So I don't know of any way that I can transform the area. And most of this stuff, like, it's just going to look really stupid if I build, something like this. Actually, this one wouldn't look that bad. But this snowy stuff like that, like these snowmen and stuff, I can't put this here. It's going to look retarded. So, very sorry about that. I thought it would be really cool. But unfortunately, basically the game is set up so that I need to start a new theme park that's all snowy. And I'm just not going to do that at this time. Okay, so I put a bunch of benches and I put a bunch of bins up this far. Now, that is not far enough. So what we're going to do is this. So where are the sci-fi? Okay, this is a sci-fi bin. Now you know. See, I didn't really know what the sci-fi bins were going to look like, to be fair. Now, until I know where I'm putting stuff, I'm just kind of dropping these more or less at random. I did not realize that I didn't quite get that one down. What I want to make sure of is that once people start walking in here, that they're not just throwing their trash on the ground. And then similarly, I'm going to place some benches. And we don't need to go completely berserk with that, but oh, doggone it. Hold on. I didn't get that to the side of the path. And as we've seen, these paths can get clogged, even these wide ones. That was actually a really interesting thing that we learned with the balloons is that, yeah, I mean, I made them big, but it can't really be too big. Boy, these are very similar to the ones. There's just the coloring, I guess. Okay. Now, you know what I have not added over here? I only brought the bins out a little ways. So let me do that. Wow. Okay. There we go. So I believe this coaster is not operating. I think it's just in test mode. Oh, I never connected the exit queue. So that's kind of a thing. Let's go ahead and do this before I forget though. And also before I forget, so this is a sci-fi area. So here's a question for you. Which of these surfaces feels sci-fi to you? A vinyl path with metallic trim? I mean, they have a lot of like natural stone and stuff like that. I guess I'll do the vinyl path with metallic trim. That's kind of a tough one for me. I definitely do not need an ultra wide exit queue. So I think I will forego that pleasure. Let me make sure I'm following the most direct path. And let's try to make it look not completely ridiculous. All right. It's not completely ridiculous. That's probably the best I can say for it. Okay, so when it's turned on, when I unpause, you know, it'll be truly ready for prime time. Now, I do want to start laying some stuff down here, stuff with scenery, and I have been active on the Steam Workshop again. So let's go ahead and look. Now I have this, which is just purely scenic. I may end up using this for a cue or something, you know, like I could put it over here or something like that. But for the moment, I think just as close to the center of this as I can get. That seems like a good spot to me. We need scenery over here. I think it's the only way we're going to draw. Holy cow, it said giant robot in the description. Well, I got to be honest, I think this would be an amazing thing to put in here. That is so cool. Yeah, you know, I had seen the picture in the Steam Workshop, but that was it. Wow, yeah, let's just put it right there. Oh my God, I'm so in love with that. So just out of curiosity, I guess it takes a while for this to go up. By the way, what's my... Oh, okay. Well, we got that one. Achieve a monthly profit from rides of $77.50. That's very similar to what they asked us to do last time. But whatever. All right. Well, I guess staring at this probably won't help. But yeah, this still says very low, but it may just not be caught up. I'm not going to worry about it. At any rate, I think that's a great centerpiece. What could I call this coaster, by the way? Not the American Aero one. That's garbage. Well, listen, we got a giant Jaeger, basically. So how about Pacific Rim? I kind of like that. And this reminds me, by the way, I kind of challenged you, the viewer, to tell me how I came up with the name Logan's Run for this coaster. Now, the one thing that I believe I referenced when I said this is that, you know, most people, if you were doing a ride that had to do with Wendigo, you might be tempted to reference Until Dawn, because that definitely popularized Wendigo. I, however, first heard of the Wendigo long time ago from Marvel Comics. And the Wendigo was a villain in some Marvel Comics. And it turns out that the first appearance of the character Wolverine, who you may know from the X-Men movies, he first appeared in an issue of the Hulk that featured the Wendigo. And they kind of had this three-way battle between the characters, Hulk, Wendigo, and Wolverine. Now, why am I talking about Wolverine? Because, as you may already know, if you've watched any of the X-Men movies, his real name is Logan. And so when the whole Wendigo thing, I was trying to think of a name that would be different. I thought, okay, what do I associate with the Wendigo? And I thought of Wolverine, which led me to Logan. And then, like, well, Logan isn't the name of a coaster, but Logan's Run is the name of a book, which was later turned into a movie many years ago. And it was relatively well known at the time, but I don't think today it's exactly on par, say, with Star Wars or some of the other films of the era. So anyway, that is the genesis. Wendigo to Wolverine to Logan to Logan's Run. And at least at the time I'm recording this, nobody had guessed it. Although one person did at least recognize the name Logan's Run having to do with a book. So anyway, that is probably far too obscure and nerdy for most people. But it popped into my head when I was grasping for a name. And so there you have it. Now you know. Okay, so I believe I said a while ago that I was going to try to fix this guy's happiness. Now, presumably, he is walking that path. Did I promote everybody? Well, I guess I didn't, because most of them are not promoted. Let's do the mechanics first. And let's bump these guys to 350. And now the vendors, which we have many, many of. So none of them have a high workload, at least based on their current thing. So, you know, maybe what I'm going to do is, instead of spending a bunch of money, which I'm probably just going to make them unhappy by giving them a low workload if I keep advancing them, I think I'm going to just hold steady there for the moment. All right. And then I also think I'm going to give this guy just a little bit more money and see if that helps. Because I don't want to lose a level 5 mechanic. Okay. Enough screwing around. Let's move some rides over to the new area. So what's the one with the least ride queue? Gotta be this one. Sorry, kid. I know you were about to go on there, but you know, it is what it is, dude. Okay, so we're going to put this over here. And I think this is fine. I do want to place the entrance in a different spot. Excuse me, the exit. And then we'll move the entrance as well. And I probably want to move this bench over a little bit. Maybe just right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect this up. I definitely want to build more facilities over here. I kind of wasn't in a super hurry to do that, just because I don't need them all losing money. But that area over there is such a graveyard at this point that what we really need to do is get this stuff over here and get some scenery around it and try to lure some more people. We're getting a few, but not a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and shut down this one next. And same thing. We're just going to move it all over. That's the first thing. Then we're going to start putting some cool stuff down. And I think, where's the booth? There it is. Okay. That's good. So move exit right here, please. And as far as the entrance, I'd like that over here. I'll put it here. Okay. Connect the path. You know what? I just realized I've got the wrong stupid I got the wrong queue type. Okay. That's better. And let's fill that in. Same over here. So for this whole area, we're going to go away from wood. I'm probably going to keep the main paths consistent just so the park has some uniformity and consistency in its appearance. I don't like how this looks, by the way. So I want to just straighten this out. Why is that expanding so much? Let me get rid of this. I feel like that could be part of the problem. Oh, no, I get it. Because I'm not in the entry queue, you silly boy. All right. That should be sufficient. So let me make sure this is on. And of course it was not. I probably want to bring the first aid station over here because it is still a thing that people can get sick going on some of these rides. You know, that's just kind of one of the hazards. I am going to, if I can find one, I'll do a sci-fi version of this. I downloaded a number of things, or subscribed, I think is the correct word. I have a lot of Old West stuff still in here. So this is the sci-fi restroom, sci-fi ATM. You know what? I don't mind putting this down. So let's see here. That's about as far back as I can put it and still have the path. So I don't mind that. And every little thing that we put down, you know, like it should help. We could put down a new balloon store. And actually, I think I want to do that. So let's do this. Come on. Okay. Now, this part is kind of funky. What I want to do is get rid of this shop. Yeah. And we're going to go grab one of the ones where I've got, you know, the vendor already trained up part way and stuff. So this is the one. Let me see. Edit the building. How do I do that? Split from building, even better. And then move. And if you would be so kind as to come over here, I will insert you into 0G balloons. And we'll get the best of both worlds. We'll have some nice scenery around it. But I have an experienced seller. So I think that works out well. Okay, let's grab some more rides. We do, again, we have like a steady flow of people. Nothing amazing. But they are people. This is a fact. And let's grab Psychola. So at least we'll have, you know, like a functioning area of the park. And I think that's important, by the way. I'm a big fan of functioning areas of the park. You know what? Hold off on that. Let me get the black. All right. So we aren't going to have, I don't think, like a fully formed sci-fi miniature universe on our hands here at the end of this installment. But I do think, you know, we're at least getting stuff over here. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I had done that. What have I got? One ride left, and it's actually broken down. So you know what? That's the perfect time. I'm going to just pick it up and bring it over here. And obviously, you know, we need the mechanic. Wow, I don't know why it swung around like that. But the mechanic's life should be a lot easier now for the simple fact that all of these rides are together again. And he's not having to do an inspection in one area of the park and then run all the way, you know, to another. So let's do this. I need to, wow, refurbishment of 1170. I could basically just buy this stupid thing. I'm almost tempted, to be honest. But I will go ahead and do this. So I actually think I want to move the entrance a little bit. I'll put it here. Okay. And I guess I'm good with that. So let's see. I'll go ahead and start it again. So we have moved all of the rides. What we don't have are all of the facilities yet. Like I don't have the Cosmic Cow and all that stuff. And again, what I'm probably going to do is place the sci-fi themed shell, and then I'll just extract the new, cellar. I don't know exactly what you want to call it. So I just have to find one. Sci-fi drink tower. Holy crap. Okay, well that's pretty big. Like, that's really big. So I'm actually kind of confused here. What is this? Oh, wow, you're kidding me. So it's got three things. You have the gulpy energy, the gulpy like slush, and then the Cosmic Cow milkshake. Wow, that's impressive. So, I mean, the good news is I have at least two of the three. So I could just do that, right? I could say, give me this. And I just want, I mean, granted, you know what? There's an easier way to do this. Let's get rid of the wall sign. And we're just going to take this. Is there a faster way to travel between spots? Because I don't know what it is. Okay, could you please? There we go. So now what I need to do, this could be just a little tricky. Gulpy energy. Perfect. Move. Okay. For reasons I don't understand, this is extremely laggy. And it's not letting me rotate it at all. Okay, I tell you what. This may not be worth it. Let me put this back. Because the other thing I just was thinking is I need to even see if I can connect these paths to the stupid sidewalk. Not from there. So that means I have to move it back and I would have to get rid of the tower. I can do that. I think the tower is cool, but it does not have to be here. I mean, we could put it over here, for example. It doesn't serve, oh, hold on. It doesn't serve any practical purpose. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just ditch that for the moment. And then maybe we'll start over with our attempt to do the food court type stuff here. I can search through my blueprints and see if I have something less dramatic. Although I will say I think the other one will have more impact, So that part's cool. The streetlight thing is cool too. So as you can see, we can definitely, oh, here's an entrance. Let's do this before we go. Let's kind of mark the official entryway into the sci-fi area. And hopefully, again, that'll just bring even more people over. All right, let's see. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I think we obviously have a long way to go, but at least we've started. I do think the one thing that I want to make sure I do is I need to find the mechanic. So who's the one? This guy. All right. Let's kind of get him started over here. I want to make sure he works on it. Go ahead. There we go. Okay. So I think that'll do it. And when we come back, we will try and turn this into more than a skeleton. Do we need another ride? Maybe. What I was thinking about doing, by the way, is having another path kind of come this way and maybe doing another little circle or something, because there's no reason that we have to have just one circle with, say, you know, a half dozen rides on it or something like that. We're leaving an awful lot of the park that we could develop empty. I also need to have access somehow, some way for a monorail line. So anyway, we have lots to do when we come back, but that's going to do it for now. Thanks for watching. I do hope we see you next time.